Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. So last week, we have studied about Pocha sentence and the Visajana sentence. What is the sentence? What is Pocha sentence? Yatha ke. What is Visajana sentence? Chakkanwa wahado badandi. Dure yodasa. Duran wahado. Pāḷi badasa. Padam chakkan viya. Pāḷi badasa badam chakkan viya. Now you have already seen the sentence. Pāḷi badasa. What is Pāḷi bada? The ox. The ox is whose food? The food of the ox. Pāḷi badasa. Padam. Chakkanviya. In the previous sentence, you might have seen anugachati. Anugachati should be connected to the viya. Chakkam anugachati viya. Chakkam wa wahado badani dure yodasa duran wahado. Pāḷi badasa badam chakkam anugachati viya. The sentence, the meaning will be like this. Just as the wheat follows the food of the ox, which carries the yoke. Dure yodada duran wahado. Duran wahado original sentence. Chakkanwa wahado badam. Wahado is explained by the word yodasa. Chakkanwa wahado badam. Wahado is explained by the Pāḷi word yodasa, which carries the burden, the yoke. Which carries the yoke. Which carries the yoke means which is associated with the yoke. Which is joined with the yoke. So which is chained with the yoke. In this way, the ox cannot escape. Dure yodasa duram wahado. Duram wahado, dure yodasa wahado, genetic case. Pāḷi badasa also genetic case. So yada again should be understood as a pocha, the question sentence. Chakkanwa wahado badani dure yodasa and so on up to the viya should be understood. Visajana sentence or answer sentence. What is Visajana? It is answer. The sentence which answers. Chakkanwa wahado badani dure yodasa duran wahado. Now you can compare also like chakkanwa. You have to divide chakkam iwa. Chakkanwa chakkan iwa. Chakkan iwa is explained by the word chakkan viya. Wahado is explained by the commentator dure yodasa. So wahado also refers to the which carries. So we don't know who carries. So which carries the yoke? The one which carries the yoke is the ox. the ox which carries the yoke. So which carries the yoke? The ox. So for that, the commentator explains it with the word balibhadasa. Balibhadasa badam. So Vahado is a genetic case. Vahado badam. Vahado badam means Vahado balibhadasa badam. What kind of ox? What kind of things he is carrying? Duram. Chakkanwa Vahado badam. Duram Vahado balibhadasa badam. What is the Duram Vahado balibhadasa badam? Duram. Dure yogdasa. Balibhadasa badam. Duram Vahado balibhadasa badam, or otherwise Dure yogdasa balibhadasa badam. To that ox, what follows? Chakka, the wheat follows. This jaga is comparison of simile. Because of this, the commentator used the word Viya. The Viya also explained how to divide the word Chakka Iwa. So now if you continue the Pāļi sentence, Yatha iso ekami divasam, Dvebi, Panjabi, Dasabi, Ada Masambi, Vahado. Chakam, Niwadedo, Jahido, Nasakoti. Atakwasa, Purado, Abegamandasa, Yugam, Giwam, Badati. Picha the Bregamandasa, Jagam, Uru Masam, Patihanadi. He made we Agarihi, Padandam, Jagam, Tasa, Padhanu Badika Hoti. The Tewa Manasa Brotina. Tini doctrine dani burito tidam bogalam. Niriya disu data gadatani gadagatani. Doctrine dam mulagam gayi gami jirisi gami dokha manu bandaditi. Gata priyosani tensa sahasa beku sahapri samida arhatam babu nesu. Sampata prisayapi. Desana Satika Sapla Hositi. I want that paragraph. I want the Ryan to read that paragraph.
Yes, Sayadaw. Yathahi so ekampi, divasang dwepi, panjapi, dasapi, adamasambi, masambi, wahanto, chakang, nivatetum, chahitum nasakoti, atha wasa purato apikamantasa yugang hiwang badati pachato patikamatasa chakang uramangsang patihanati imehi dwihi akarehi padantang chakang tassa padanu padikang hoti tathewa manasa paduthena tini tucharitani puritoa Titang Pukalang Nirayadisu Gatathane Tukcharita Mulakang Kayikampi Jetasikampi Dukhamanupanda Bandatiti Gatha Priyosane Ten Sahasa Bhikkhu Saha Patisambidahi Arhati Babunensu Sambatta Paribhayati Desana Satika Safala Ahusiti.
Okay. So can you hear my voice clearly?
Yes, Sayadaw.
Okay. So now I arranged the translation for the whole paragraph. But before I explain how the words are working together, I give all of you the Pāļi paragraph and the English translation, screen sharing. I will give you, we will read together 10 minutes together, or maybe 5 minutes. Then I will explain to you in this way. We will save a lot of time. Okay. Okay, do you see?
Yes,
Paragraph?
Yes.
Okay, Pāļi paragraph. Also, I think you will see. Then, you will see the translation. The translation also at first I will read. Can you see clearly?
Yes, Sayadaw. Yeah.
Okay, now I will read the English translation. So what is it like, or just as what follows? The sentence Jaggama Vahadobada means just as the way follows the foot of the ox, which carries the yoke, or here I translated and is associated with the yoke. Extensively explaining just as the ox. In the bracket you see the saw. So it means a saw. The ox, it translated the saw. The ox is not be able to turn back or abandon the wheel when he bears it 1 day, 2 days, 5 days, 10 days, half month, and 1 month. But just as the yoke, indeed, you may be careful about this indeed. Just as the yoke indeed torments his neck when he goes forward, and the wheel hits or strikes the flesh of his thigh when he moves back. The wheel which torments in 2 ways follows his every step. Now you will see the 2 sentences with the justice. Likewise only, or in the same way or similarly, the bodily mental suffering, which has wrong deeds as its origin, or maybe to be easily understood, to make that translation be comprehensive to everyone, we can say also, or originated by wrong deed, follows. The bodily and the mental suffering follows. Every destination in the hell and so on, wherever he went. The person who exists after fulfilling 3 kinds of the dojurita by the mind, corrupted by abhijja and so on. At the end of the verse, desana priyosane. At the end of the verse or at the end of the discourse, desana priyosane or gatha priyosane, 30,000 monks attained arhatship together with analytical knowledges. The discourse was beneficial and fruitful to the audience to who came there. That is, I translated the whole paragraph. So in this way, I think when I explain to you, my explanation will be understandable to everyone. So what is like, or just as what follows? The sentence Jaggama Vahadobhata means just as the way follows the foot of the ox, which carries the yoke, is associated with the yoke. Extensively explaining or extensively speaking. Otherwise, to talk extensively. The sentence should be understood extensively. In many ways you can translate. Extensively explaining or maybe extensively speaking, or to talk extensively, or maybe the previous sentence should be understood extensively. That just as the ox is not be able to turn back or abandon the wheel when he bears it 1 day, 2 days, 5 days, 10 days, half month, 1 month. Just as the yoke indeed torments his neck when he goes forward, the wheel hits the flesh of his thigh when he moves back. The wheel which torments in 2 ways follows his every steps. For the last sentence also you may understand like a just as the wheel which torments in 2 ways follows his every step. Likewise, the bodily and the mental suffering which is wrong deed as its origin or originated by wrong deed. This bodily and mental suffering is originated or caused by the wrong deed. Follows the person who exists after fulfilling 3 kinds of dhammapada by the mind, corrupted by abhijja and so on. This wrong deed follows the person. The person, what kind of person? He fulfills the 3 kinds of the dhammapada, or he commits killing, stealing, sexual misconduct, telling lies, and so on. Such a person is followed by bodily and the mental suffering. This bodily and mental suffering is originated by the wrong deed. Where does this wrong deed follow him? Every destination. Every destination means in hell and so on. Wherever he wants. According to the in hell and so on, it is a nidya, hell, beta, pirichana. In those dogadis, wherever he was born, in those dogadis, even in the human life, if he was born, those bodily and mental suffering may follow him, will follow him. So every destination in the hell and so on, wherever he went, the person who exists after fulfilling 3 kinds of the dhammapada by the mind, corrupted, abhijja, and so on. What follows? The bodily and mental suffering. What kind of bodily and mental suffering? Originated by the wrong deed. Who does this bodily and mental suffering follow? The person who fulfills or who commits 3 kinds of dhammapada. So it is, the simile is, it is the ox with the yoke. The ox with the yoke, when he moves forward, goes forward, his neck is tormented by the yoke. When he moves back, his thigh is hit by the wheel. So in 2 ways he was tormented. In 2 ways he was made suffering by the wheel. So this wheel follows, he cannot abandon this wheel. He cannot turn back this wheel. This wheel always, as long as he moves, this wheel will move. As long as the wheel moves, he cannot free himself from the yoke. So such a simile is given by the Lord Buddha to understand how this mentally, bodily, and mental suffering follows the persons who commits wrong deeds. Cakkhupālattheravatthu, in Pāļi it is called cakkhupālattheravatthu. So I think you can understand what is the meaning of the whole sentence. I think you've already read roughly the translation of the whole paragraph. So now that we can approach to understand all of these sentences in the paragraph from the grammatical point of view. Okay, yatha ke, starting with the yatha ke. What is a yatha ke? Yatha ke is translated, what is it like? What is it like? Or maybe you can also translate, according to the Myanmar tradition, we also translate just as what follows. Just as what follows. Okay. I think you have already copied and saved this file. Okay. So now you have already read the whole paragraph, Pāḷi and the English translation. Now we will see how to understand the whole sentence according to the grammatical point of views. Okay, the first one is yatha ke. Chakkan wa wahado padandi dure yodasa duran wahado balibadasa padam chakkan wiya. We start with the sentence. So king anugachati yatha. Yatha king. King anugachati yatha. King is a nominative case. King is a nominative case. Subject. Anugachati is the verb. Yatha is justice. King means what? Anugachati is follows. So just as what follows also you can translate. That is question sentence. The answer sentence is Jagan wahado badandi dure yodasa duran wahado balibadasa badam Jagan we I have already explained. Now we will continue to see Yatha iso ekami diwasan dwebi penjabi dasabi ada masambi wahando Jagan niwededon jahito nasa koti. Yatha, how do you translate justice? Yatha means justice. So yatha hi niwiteto jahito nasakoti. Niwiteto jahito nasakoti. So nasakoti is the main verb. This main verb is connected to the niwiteto nasakoti jahito nasakoti. Niwiteto nasakoti jahito nasakoti. So what does mean so? So means as I is translated, so means the ox. It can be diwasam. This it can be, normally it can be, we translate also and the two normally. But now in this case, a big should not be translated also in two. This it can be diwasam, dwebi, panjabi, a similar translation with each other. 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 5 days, 10 days, half days, half month, 1 month. He wahando. Wahando means when he carries this yoke, 1 month, 1 day, 2 days, 5 days, 10 days, half a month, 1 month. then he could not able to turn back. He could not able to abandon that wheel. Otherwise, also you can translate Wahando should be translated, can be translated as an adjective or modifier. The ox, which carries the ox, which carries the yoke, 1 day, 2 days, 5 days, 10 days, half a month, 1 month, could not be, is not able to turn back or is not able to abandon that yoke, that wheel. When he carries the yoke a long time, then he could not turn back the wheel. He could not give up or abandon the wheel. So that sentence should be connected to the justice. Justice, he is not able to turn back justice. He is not able to abandon the wheel. Aṭṭhakathā, Purado Abhigamandasa Yugam Kiwan Bhadati, Purado Pichado Abhigamandasa Jagan Urumansam Padihanati. Imedi Agari Badan and Jagan, Tasa Paranu Brigan Hoti. Aṭṭhakathā, Aṭṭhako I have explained. Indeed. So in the, you see like a yata, in the yata, he should be translated extensively speaking or to talk extensively, because of this he should be taken as a Vaitara Khuddaka Nikāya. This sentence is not Tappagadikarana sentence. This sentence is Vaitara sentence. Because even though in this Vaitara sentence you see Upameya, seemingly like the ones which is compared with or comparison to be compared, even though you see the comparison and the to be compared, but actually this sentence explains the comparison which is mentioned previously explained again. So because of this, that sentence starting with the yata sentence should not be taken as a Tappagadikarana sentence. That sentence, Vaitara sentence. So this Vaitara sentence, starting with the yatahi up to the dukkha manubandati. That sentence is Vaitara. Vaitara sentence. This Vaitara sentence explained the previously mentioned simile with Upameya. Together with the Upameya, he explained again the Upamana. So the whole sentence is called Vaitara sentence. Yatahi, and starting with the yatahi. Okay. Now in the yatahi sentence also, you will see like a Aṭṭhakathā Purado Abhigamandasa. Aṭṭhakathā sentence, starting Aṭṭhakathā up to the Patihanadi. That sentence is called Vaccaramba. Vaccaramba sentence. Aṭṭhakathā Purado Abhigamandasa Yugam Giwan Bhadati, Pichado Abhigamandasa Jagam Urumansam Padihanadi, and so on. The sentence to Tewa Manasa Brotina Dini Dotri Dani Purido Atidan Bogulan, and the sentence should be understood as a Upameya sentence. The Tewa Manasa Brotena Dini Dojrida Burito or Titan Bogulam. That sentence is called Upamiya sentence. Okay. So now you will see. Now we will translate. Athakosa Burato Abegamandasa. Athakosa, you have to divide. Athako asa. Here, asa. Asa refers to the ox. Asa refers to the ox. So asa is what kind of case? It is genetic case. What's the asa? The case of ox is chati. This chati vibhati also very interesting to see. This asa, depending on the connection of the words, this chati vibhati, sometimes it may mean subject, sometimes it will be genitive. Asa abhigamandasa, here is subject. I have already translated, you can see in my translation. Asa abhigamandasa. Asa gion. Asa gion. Here is genitive. So the vibhati is still chati vibhati. The meaning is different, depending on the connection of the words. When this asa is associated with the abhigamandasa, it is subject. At that time, you have to translate it. When he moves forward. When this asa, when you connect it to the given, asa giva, his neck. What is the meaning of the giva? It's a neck. Yugam givam bandati. When he moves forward, forward is also here purato. The purato here is a pura and to. According to the grammar, this to is similar meaning with the here accusative case. Accusative or object. Pura means the front, to the front, or otherwise you can translate in English, moves forward. Forward is the meaning of the purato. The purato and the abhi is actually the same meaning. Purato abhigamandasa, or maybe abhigamandasa. The purato, when it moves forward. So what is subject of the abhigamandasa? Asa. Asa abhigamandasa. What is the object of the abhigamandasa? Purato. So what is the main verb? Bhadati. Bhadati is the main verb. Subject of the bhadati is yuga. So now we can understand like this. Asa purato abhigamandasa yugam asa giwan bhadati. Okay. Here Pura do asa is subject. Abhigamandasa is you have already seen. Lakhana and Lakhya. What is the object of the Abhigamandasa is Pura do. Yuga is a subject of Bhadati. Givam is object. Okay, Lakhana and Lakhya. Sally Mabunya, can you tell me how to connect those words according to the Lakhana and Lakhya?
Okay, Sayadaw. So, Abhigamandasa is Lakhana, and the Asa is Lakhana Vanda, and Patang is Nakhya, and the Yugang is Nakhya Vanda.
Ryan, can you tell me how to connect those words?
Yes, Sayadaw. Yeah. So
okay, you have to tell me together with the subject and object. The Lakhana Vanda subject, Lakhana Vanda object, the Lakhya Vanda subject, Lakhya Vanda object, and so on.
yes, Sayadaw. Yeah. So the Abhigamandasa is the Lakhana, and the Bhadati is the Lakhya. So the Asa is the subject, Lakhana Vanda. Purato is the object, Lakhana Vanda. Yugang is the subject, Lakhya Vanda. And Giwang is the object, Lakhya Vanda.
Okay, that is clear. So similar explanation will be seen in the coming lesson, coming sentence also. Picha to Abhigamandasa Chekam Urumasam Parihanadi, when it moves back. Here also, Asa should be translated as a subject when he connects to the Abhigamandasa. So Asa should be translated as genitive, meaning when it is connected to the given. So what I want to say is Karaka and Vipatti. Vipatti is a chati Vipatti. Karaka is changing with the context. So Karaka is Katu Karaka, Kama Karaka, Karana Karaka, and so on. How many Karakas? 6 Karakas. These 6 Karakas, Karaka will be changing together with the context or together with the conditions. But the Vipatti will be the same like Asa will be Asa. Genetic case will be genetic case. But the meaning of the Vipatti is called Karaka. What is Karaka? Karaka means the meaning of the Vipatti. The meaning of the Vipatti will be changed depending on the context, depending on the connected words. That is very important to know that. Sometimes we are confused with the cases and the case endings. The case ending is, we call the Vipattis. Cases are we called like a Katu Karaka, a subject, object, accusative, instrumental, dative, ablative, genitive, locative. They are we call. Genitive is actually, it is not Karaka. Karaka is only 6, not including genitive case. Those Karakas are the meaning of the Vipattis. So what is the meaning of the Vipatti? How do you call the meaning of the Vipatti? The meaning of the Vipatti is called Karakas. Those Karakas changing with the time, changing with the conditions, changing with the context. So now here you look at as a genitive case, when it is connected to the Abhigamandasa, it is subject. When it is connected to the given, it is genitive case. Okay. Aṭṭhakathā Burado Abhigamandasa Yugam, Picha the Abhigamanda, Picha do also. Do is the object. Do refers to the meaning, accusative. Picha the Abhigamandasa, Asa Abhigamandasa, Jaggam asa urumasa. Padihanadi. Imehi duhi agarehi badandan jaggam. Tassa. Paṭhanu padikam. Hoti. Paṭhanu padikam hoti also we need to divide how to form these words. Paṭhanu padikam hoti. Padhanja anubranja paṭhanu paṭha. Padhanja anubranja paṭha means the foot or the step. The step and the other steps. So paṭhanu paṭha means every steps. Paṭhanu paṭham, anugachati, here anugachati, should be careful. Paṭhanu paṭika is if you divide. Paṭhanu paṭha ika. Ika is the dadita suffix. So paṭhanu paṭika is secondary derivative form. In the secondary derivative form, you will see the secondary derivative forms are made with the noun suffix. Noun suffix, if you make noun suffix as a secondary derivative forms, those suffixes they have, for example, special meanings, particular meanings. So for example, here, Wasaita sa abijam wasaito. How do you know the suffix of for the noun? Wasaita plus a. Because of a suffix a change into the a and the wasaita. So wasaita means wasaita. A means here abija. Abija means sun. So wasaita plus a means the son of the wasaita. Here also, paṭhanu paṭha ika. Ika, what is the meaning of ika? Anugachati. So anugachati means follows. So paṭhanu paṭha plus ika, paṭhanu paṭhika means follows every step. So paṭhanu paṭhikam hoti. This paṭhanu paṭhika is used as a complement to be associated with the hoti. So hoti just means the is, or maybe hoti refers to the again, the meaning of the ika. So paṭhanu paṭhika means, paṭhanu paṭhika hoti is, follows his every step. Asa, tassa paṭhanu paṭhika. Tassa paṭhanu paṭhikam hoti, follows his every step. Tassa paṭhanu paṭhikam hoti. Paṭhanu paṭhikam hoti. So paṭhanu paṭhika is complement. So what is subject of? If you take this Pradhanupadika as a predicate, how do you say? What is subject of Pradhanupadika? Cakkha. Cakkam Pradhanupadika Hodi. Do you see? Cakkam Pradhanupadika Hodi. Cakkha is also nominative case. Pradhanupadika also nominative case. They are subject. Cakkam Pradhanupadika Hodi. This Cakkha also explained as the modified by the Bhadanta. Bhadanta, Bhadati, torments. The wheel torments. Which torments? How? How many ways this wheel torments? Imehidvi agari, in these two ways. When he moves forward, his neck is tormented by the yoke. When he moves back, he is tormented by the wheel. The wheel, when he moves back. The yoke, when he moves forward, torments in two ways. Two ways, imehidvi agari. Imehidvi agari bhadandam. Bhadandam is a modifier to the cakkha. Okay, now we will see the sentence. Bhadandam cakkam. Tassa means a his. Pradhanupadikam or tick. You see, like a cakkha is a nominative case. Pradhanupadikam also nominative case. The rule is subject and complement, they should have the same case, the same number, the same gender. So the will, so Pradhanupadikam, how do you translate? Follows his every step. What follows? Cakkha, the wheel follows. What kind of follows? Bhadanta, which torments. Which torments in two ways. Okay. Imehidvi agarahi bhadanta cakkam tassa Pradhanupadikam hoti. Tathewa manasa bhrautena. Tathewa manasa bhrautena is, we call it is Upameya sentence. Tathewa tatha eva. Tathewa tatha eva. Likewise only, in the same way only, or similarly, Tathewa manasa bhrautena dini dojritani puritawa thitam pukkala. Niriyadi sutata tata gatathane dojrita mulagan kaji gami jidasi gami doka manu bandaditi. Sayali Pinyalog, I wanted to, Sayali Pinyalog, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now I wanted to read the Pāḷi sentence, Upameya sentence. Tathewa manasa bhrautena.
Yes, sir. Tatheva manasa pathutena tini ducharitani puretva titham bukkalam nirayadisu tatha gata thane ducharita mulakam kayikampi cetasikampi dukkam anubandhatiti.
Okay. So I wanted to translate. I'm going to, now I have already given you the translation. I wanted to read in my translation. Likewise only.
Yeah. Likewise only, the bodily and mental suffering which has a wrong deed as its origins or originated by the wrong deed follows every destination in the house and show and so on. Wherever he went, the person who exists after fulfilling the three kinds of ducharita by the mind corrupted by the abhijja and so on.
Okay, so now we start with Anubandhati. Anubandhati means the follows. As you have already seen in my translation. What is subject of Anubandhati? Dukkha. Dukkham is subject. Dukkham Anubandhati. This dukkha Anubandhati, if you pick up the main keywords, Anubandhati, what is subject? Dukkha. What is object? Puggala. Dukkham Puggalam Anubandhati. Now you will see. The Tiwa Manasa Brotena Dini Dojrita and Burita Watitam Puggalam. Nidiyati su tata gata thani. Dojrita Mulagam. Kayigami Jedisikami Dukkham Anubandhati. So this dukkha also modified by the other adjectives. Kayigambi, Jidisigambi. Kayigambi, Jidisigambi, dukkha. Kayigambi, Jidisigambi, dukkha. This is Kayiga dukkha, Jidisika dukkha also modified by Dojrita Mulagam. So Dojrita Mulaga, how do we translate? Has Dojrita around it as its origin, or maybe originated by the Dojrita. This Dojrita also modifier to the dukkha. Dukkha, here we have two dukkhas, bodily suffering and mental suffering. Bodily suffering or mental suffering originate by the Dojrita Mulaga. This is about the subject. Dukkha Anubandhati. This Dukkha Anubandhati, where does it follows? We need to know what is locative or maybe adverbial place. Anubandhati follows. Where does it follows? Where does it follows also explained by the commentator is Khuddaka Nikāya. Khuddaka Nikāya. It follows Khuddaka Nikāya wherever he went. So wherever he went means in what places, to what places he went, Niriyadisu. Khuddaka Nikāya Niriyadisu. These two words refers to the place. Niriyadisu. Tata Niriyadisu. Tata every destination. Tata also we have already seen. The Vacha. According to the Vacha, you have to translate Daya and Daya. Daya and Daya here refers to every destination. What kind of every destination is the Niriya and so on. Every destination here means hell and so on. Hell, like a Peta, hungry ghosts, the life of hungry ghosts, the life of animals, the life of the Asura Kaya, the four apayas are Niriyadis. This Niriyadis wherever he went. So at first he said So general idea of the place. So taṭṭha. Taṭṭha niriya disu cakkhupālattheravatthu. Niriya disu taṭṭha cakkhupālattheravatthu. Niriya disu taṭṭha cakkhupālattheravatthu. So niriya disu should be taken general idea of the place. Nidya disu taṭṭha cakkhupālattheravatthu. The nidya disu is saminya dhara. Taṭṭha is visesa dhara. Cakkhupālattheravatthu is visesa dhara. Taṭṭha saminya dhara. Cakkhupālattheravatthu visesa dhara. Visesa dhara, what is adhara? Place. So what is saminya dhara? General idea of the place. General place, a common place. The general idea of the place. The place is generally determined. Saminya dhara. Visesa dhara means specific place. So saminya dhara is taṭṭha. Cakkhupālattheravatthu is visesa dhara. So taṭṭha also connected to the anubandhati. Every destination that dukkha follows. According to when you connect this taṭṭha to the anubandhati, this suffering follows every destination. Okay, according to the visesa dhara, how do you translate? This suffering follows hell and so on. This suffering follows wherever he went, according to the visesa dhara. So niriya disu, how do you translate? Niriya disu taṭṭha niriya disu cakkhupālattheravatthu. We have niriya disu is nidārana samudaya. Taṭṭha is nidāraniya. Niriya disu is nidārana samudaya. So taṭṭha cakkhupālattheravatthu should be taken as one phrase. Taṭṭha means every station, every destination. Every destination means wherever he went. So those every destination is referred to the human world, refers to the celestial abode of Brahma world. No, this wherever he went means in the hell and so on. Because of this niriya disu taṭṭha cakkhupālattheravatthu. So niriya disu, according to the niriya disu, the meaning of the cakkhupālattheravatthu is limited. If just commentators say only cakkhupālattheravatthu, wherever he went, wherever he was reborn, that means all of the abodes in the 31 planes, like including Brahma world, including celestial abode. According to the if, because this niriya disu is added, mentioned by the commentator. Cakkhupālattheravatthu means wherever he went means wherever he was born in one of those four apayas. So niriya disu should be nidārana samudaya. Taṭṭha should be nidāraniya. Niriya disu is nidārana samudaya. Taṭṭha is nidāraniya. So this point also very important because here many Pāļi words which seems similar meaning are used very frequently. So now you will see niriya disu Nidharana samudaya. Tata tata is Nidharaniya. Tata tata is Saminyadhara. Khuddaka is Visesadhara. So according to the Nidhyadis should be connected to the Anubandhati or not? Salimba, what do you think?
Hello, Sayadaw.
Nidhyadis should be connected to the Anubandhati or not? Whether this Nidhyadis
Yes.
should be connected to Anubandhati or not?
It should connect with the Khuddaka.
So Nidhyadis, to which word this Nidhyadis should be connected?
Nirayadis is connected with the Nirayadis is connected with the Tathagata.
Okay, should be connected to the verb or not?
No.
No, okay, this point is very important. Nidhyadisu Nidharana samudaya. According to the, because it is Nidharana samudaya, it cannot be. It should be connected to the tata tata. The tata tata should be connected to the Anubandhati. According to the Nidhyadisu means in the her and so on. In the her and so on is tata tata, there and there, every destination in the her and so on. In the her and so on means that every destination means wherever he went. Every destination, wherever he went, in the her and so on. So, tata tata is Saminyadhara. According to the tata tata, we don't know what kind of place. Khuddaka, according to the Khuddaka, we come to know wherever he went or wherever he was born. According to the Nidhyadis, because it is Nidharana samudaya Nidhyadis, we come to know those places wherever he was reborn is not mean Brahma word or celestial abode. It means one of those four apaya planes. Okay. Okay, Nidhyadis tata tata Khuddaka. Now we are clear about the meaning of those three words. Okay, now we will focus on the Puggala. Puggala is object. The suffering follows the person. This person is, according to the sentence, you can see, Chitta Puggala, who exists or who stood. What kind of person he is? Purittavatita. Purittavatita Puggala also generally you can translate, not following the Pāḷi exactly. Purittavatita, who fulfilled. Chitta, who exists. So otherwise, you can translate these two words as one. Who fulfills? The person who fulfills. Otherwise, if you want to follow the Pāḷi exactly, the person who exists after following. Purittava, what kind of things he fulfills, he completes, he carries out. Carry out Purittava. To carry out, to complete, to implement, to fulfill. Tini Dojridani. Tini Dojridani is object of the Purittava. Tini Dojridani Purittava. Three kinds of the Dojridas. These three kinds of the Dojrida is Manasa Protena. He commits those three kinds of the Dojridas with the mind, by the mind. What kind of mind? By what kind of mind? By which mind He fulfills those three kinds of dojaritas. Patauthena, with the corrupted mind, with the mind corrupted by the abhijja and so on. So manasa patauthena, tini dojarita and bodhita vatitam, pogala, manasa patauthena connected to the bodhita. Tini dojarita and bodhita. Okay, so in this way we can understand the whole long sentences. The whole long sentences also we can divide according to the subject and object and the verb. In this way, whatever language you study, if you understand subject, object, and the verb, you can understand all the human languages. So to understand subject, what is subject, what is object, what is the verb, it is extremely important. After understanding a subject and object and the verb, you will know which word modifies subject, which word modifies object. If you know that which word modifies subject, which word modifies object, which word modifies the verb, you will understand the whole long and complicated sentence. So the Tewa Manasa Brotena Dini Dojaritani, that sentence is called Upamaya sentence. Anubandati iti. Iti here refers to the end. So this end is we call the prisamapanata nipata. Now you have already seen aṭṭhakathā, aṭṭhako, asa. Aṭṭhako means ekansata nipata. So we should know those technical terms also. I will write down. Prisamapanata. Prisamapana. Here also ekansa. Atha means here. Prisamapana means end. Ekansa means indeed. Ekansata nipata. Okay, prisamapanata iti here means the meaning, the word which indicates the meaning end or finish. Okay, so I think we will finish this commentary class maybe after 5 minutes. Gata priyosane. Tesa sasa bego sa prisambida arhatam babunensu. Sambada prisayabi. Desana satika safala ahositi. Gata priyosane at the end of the verse. Subject is Tensa Sahasa Bhikkhu. The verb is Pabunesu. Saha Prisamidahi Arhadam. Arhadam is object. They attain the arhatship together with the analytical knowledges. Now this special to say, Sambata Prisayabi Desana Satika Safala Ahositi. Here is a Desana, discourse, subject. This desana, ahosi is the main verb. Satika sapla, beneficial and fruitful is complement. Desana is feminine gender. Satika sapla is also feminine gender. Desana is singular according to the Hosi. Because the desana is singular, Satika Safala also should be singular. Sambata Prisaya before the audience too, which came there, who came there. 30,000 monks reach arhatship, attain arhatship. Some audience, they don't get any Sodapati mega and so on, but for them also this desana is a very fruitful, very beneficial. Now we finish the commentary to the Manobobingama Dhamma. So now I will repeat again some explanations for today's lecture. So especially focus on sentences. So Yatha game sentence is Pocha sentence. Chekkanwa Wahado Bada and so on. And the Dure Yodasa Dure Wahado. And those sentences is called Visajana sentence. What is the Vaitara sentence? Starting with the Yatha, he up to the new bandadi is Vaitara sentence. In this Vaitara sentence also you can see the Upamana sentence. So Egami Diwasam, Dwepi, Punjabi, Dasab, Adam, Masami, Mazambi. Those sentences, these sentences are Upamana sentences. What is Upamaya sentence? The Tewa Manasa Brutena as Upamaya sentences. In the Upamana sentence also you will see Athakosa sentence is called Vacharamba. Previous sentence is called Arata sentence. Okay. So we have already now finished the commentary to Manobobingama Dhamma and so on. According to the Pāļi paragraphs and the pages, it is not so many pages, around two pages only. For these 2 pages, I have taken a long time to explain. How many lectures up to now? It is 12 lectures. For each lecture, we have 2 hours, which means 24 hours. So many hours we have spent to explain, to understand this commentary or explanation, how the commentary is written, how commentators explain the words in the canonical text. So when according to this the commentary to the Manobobingama Dhamma, what you can see is they used the the logic, or maybe you can say the philosophy of the grammar, the grammatical philosophy they used, logic also they used. They also very meticulously arranged those Pāļi sentences. They also meticulously arranged those Pāļi sentences. After learning the commentary explanatory sentences, what you see is the commentators explains, especially they are very skillful at connecting the statements or the sentences. The way they explain is very logical in terms of the sentence type, in terms of connection of the words. At the same time, what you can see is the way they explain canonical text is sometimes they approach their explanation according to the Pāļi grammar. So according to the Pāļi grammar, if you see according to the Pāļi grammar, now you will see many samasa words, compound words, many secondary derivative forms, the Gita forms, you will see in their explanations. They focus on the word formation. They focus on the sandy, euphony. They focus on the compound, secondary derivative form, origin, primary derivative forms. According to their explanations, what we see is, what we get, we come to know how those words are, how those words should be understood as a samasa or tadita and the gita. So if you don't understand Pāli grammar explained in the Rupasati Kajayana and the Moggallana Vyakarana and so on, I think it will be very difficult for the ones who don't understand grammatical points mentioned in the Kajayana Vyakarana and the Rupasati and the Moggallana Vyakarana and so on. They could not understand commentary, because commentary explanation especially focus on Pāli grammatical points. But they not only focus Pāli grammatical points, they also focus deep meaning of the words of the Buddha. When they are explaining, when they divide in the words according to the grammar, at the same time, they give us very beneficial, very important informations to each words of the Buddha. With the help of the commentary, I think it is not possible to understand original text. So to study the commentary is extremely important, because we want to understand what is explained, what is expounded by the Lord Buddha. If you want to understand the true meaning of the Lord Buddha's words, you have to study the commentary. Without studying the commentary, without understanding the commentary, it is impossible to understand the meaning of the true meaning of the words of the Buddha. So to understand the commentary also, it is very essential to study the Pāli grammar. The Pāli grammar is actually, if you study like Kajayanas, the Kajayana, Vyakarana, Rupasati, it is not just purely Pāli grammar. Pāli grammar is constructed based on the idea of the no ego or no soul, anatta. Every Pāli grammatical explanations are not like Sanskrit grammars. They are not just, they are completely pure grammars. They make they balance. They make balance between grammar and meanings. When you are studying the grammar, you will get the meaning of the words, the meaning of the true meaning of the words of the Buddha. No, not just the grammar. Together with you can grasp the essence of the true meaning of the Buddha's words also. It is not like other people say, the grammar is not just grammar in Pāli grammars. Pāli grammars are constructed based on 2 points. They are grammar at the same time. They explain us how to understand the words from the anatta point of view. So you are learning the anatta doctrine when you are learning Pāli grammar. So because of this, Pāli grammars written by our teachers, Pranava Kajayana, Acharya Kajayana, Acharya Moggallana, and so they support the explanations, the explanations, the interpretations given by the commentators. So commentators, Pāli grammarians, they support each other. So what is important to see is when you are learning the Pāli grammar, that you are just not learning the pure grammar. You are learning at the same time another doctrine. Especially when you read the Saraniti Sutta Mala or Brahmala or written by Venerable Ajriya Agawasa. You will see such another point of view. You will see another point of view in his explanations very clearly. Okay, now anyway, we successfully finished this commentary, Aṭṭhakathā 2, Manobobangama Dhamma, and so on. But the Buddha expounded this verse with reference to cakkhupālattheravatthu. Manobobangama Dhamma, Manosita Manomaya, Manasaji, Pradotena, Basatiwa, Karodiwa, and so on. This verse explained by the commentators. We successfully studied together the commentary to the Manobobangama Dhamma. For my next class, that will be no commentary, maybe another sutta class. So I will tell you which day I will start again my sutta class. Before I start my sutta class, I will announce all of the students. For the time being, now we finish successfully this commentary to the Manobobangama Dhamma. Okay, now after reciting Manobobangama Dhamma, the verse Manobobangama Dhamma 3 times, then we will stop the class. All of students together, maybe 2 or 3 students recite, again the voice, other students mute, but you should recite this verse. Maybe Ryan and the Sayali Pinyaloka, Sayali Mabunya, you recite together. The other students also recite, but you mute your audio. Okay, Manobobangama Dhamma.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Sayadaw.
Manobobangama
Dhamma,
Manosetha,
Manomaya,
Masa,
Manasaje,
Padutena,
Pasati wa karoti wa
Tato nam
tato nang dukhamanvedi
Cakkhamva
wahado padan.
Okay, one more time. Manobobangama Dhamma.
Manobobangama
Dhamma. Manosetha manomaya.
Manasaje Padutena.
Manasaje padutena. Pasati wa karoti wa.
Tato
nam
Dukhamanvedi.
Cakkhupālattheravatthu
wahado patang.
Okay, the last time. Manobobangama Dhamma.
Manobobangama Dhamma Manosetha Manomaya
Manasaje
Padutena.
Pasati
wa karoti wa. Tato nam
Dukhamanvedi Cakkhamva
wahado
padanti.
Okay, now we finish the commentary to the Manobobangama Dhamma successfully. For my next class, I will announce at the time before I teach the class. So now we will finish the class reciting Buddha Sasana Jiran 3 times. Buddha Sasana
Jiran
Buddha
Sasana
Jiran Buddha
Sasana
Jiran Sadhu.
Thank you so much, Sayadaw.
Thank you so much, Sayadaw.
Okay, you are welcome.
Thank you so much, Sayadaw.
We look forward to the sutta reading class, Sayadaw.
Okay, now I hope you will read the commentaries, sub-commentaries based on this method. Okay.
Yes,
okay.
Sayadaw.
Yes, yes.
The method is very beneficial, Sayadaw. Thank you so much.
Okay. Okay. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Thank you very much, Sayadaw Pia. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Thank you very much, Sayadaw Pia.